Lynette Oxley here for Tax Shack Tactical TV. What a week. It's been absolutely crazy. And it's not finished. We still have our 3-gun nation match tomorrow, etc., etc. In any case, welcome, Paul. How are you doing today?
Hi, Lynette. Hello, viewers. Yeah, been very, very busy.
The
last 2 weeks since the staff came back have been they've been hectic.
It has been hectic.
We've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of work on GOSA, and I think that
It's looking good.
It's looking very, very good. I want to talk to you guys today about what's happening with GOSA, with the internal structure of GOSA, and how we've changed it, made it much more professional, much more responsive, how we're pushing out services.
New services.
It's very interesting. Anyway, so and then we have one of the restructured areas, the reimagining of GOSA's structure. The one of the areas is GOSA Law, and today we're going to be providing an insert from Cynthia from GOSA Law to go along with the services which we've developed in her area, and she's going to be advertising them. But let's talk about that first, shall we? We have, as I say, we have an insert from her after this, but we'll play her insert after I've talked about the other areas. I think if we can just so we just round it all up. Yeah. So GOSA Law typically only provided issues with CFR. It grew out of issues with CFR, remember. That was the very first service we started providing back to the members of the public and to GOSA members, and we still do. It's still issues with CFR. It's at gmail.com because that's where it came from. You know, that's the address everybody knows. So it's growing out of that. We then had the motivations that Motivus provides for us. We, as you may know, we were the guys that caused Motivus to begin. When we stopped our previous, we ended the services with our previous supplier of those services. Max stepped up and we negotiated, and he's grown a whole business out of that, which is fantastic. So those were basically the motivations, and then the appeals were basically the only stuff that we really coordinated through GOSA Law. But then we thought, hang on, and we had a lot of phone-ins or write-ins, people not members even. You know, the point of being a public benefit organisation is that you must be a benefit to the public, not just your members. So the members get to pay for that, but it benefits everybody. It's a broader public service. Anyway, having a in-house counsel, having an attorney sitting in the office is obviously quite expensive as well. So you try to mitigate the costs by selling services that can help to make the in-house counsel more affordable for the rest of the organisation. So in organizational development speak, changing it from a cost center to the company to a profit center, or trying to, or as much of a profit center as possible. And that's what we've been working on with GOSA Law, and Cynthia is going to be talking about that a little bit later. We've done that then with the other core areas of the business as well, which is one of them is events and social media, which is Hannes's forte. But that will be the last one, which we'll provision and advertise. The one that we're doing next week is the membership and the membership admin side of the business. So Shay you'll be interviewing Shay for an insert for that in the days to come.
Yeah.
And we're going to package that up, and we'll be talking about that next week. Anyway, but going so if we give so that's the 3 areas of our business. There's GOSA Law, there's membership, and there's events and social. And in each of those we provide different services, and they each provide a benefit to GOSA as a whole and to the members in general. So, and we're trying to make, as much as possible, trying to convert all of those three business areas, those three main business areas, into profit centers. So they're less of a drag on GOSA as a whole.
So it won't be a profit centre, it's just paying for itself, really.
Well, yeah, as long as if they can clean their faces, we're happy. You know, if they can justify their existence, we're thrilled. Although we know we need them. Anyway, so law has got a whole array of products now. There's of services.
Yeah, we're just talking about one, and we will in the next.
We're talking about one in detail now, but the rest of them are being revealed. But so we're moving from the issues with CFR into the motivations and the appeals, but we're sticking another one in here just after the inquiries, the issues with CFR inquiries. We found that sometimes we can go through the whole process of talking to the people at CFR and at provincial and at DFO level, but at some stage it stops working. So then typically your resort is action, is taking legal action. That's in the first place very expensive, and sometimes it's a little over the top. So we've slotted another service in between that, and that is letters of demand. So we have an attorney in the office, so we can write proper letters of demand, attorney's letters of demand. And that's the service which we're going to be talking about a little bit later in a lot more detail in the insert. So we're scaling the stuff up. So we have inquiries, we have we have letters of demand, we have motivations, we have appeals, we have judicial reviews.
And helping with paperwork is another one.
And then we've got another product which actually doesn't fall into that continuum, but that other product is that we're working on right now. We actually got a test case running right now with one of our clients, one of our members, and that is to provide a complete license pack.
And to assist throughout the process.
So what Cynthia will do is she will get in touch with the DFO for the specific person, find out what their exact requirements are, liaise with them, so that we establish a relationship to start, then put that entire document pack together with the cooperation of the member, including the motivation from Motivus, slap the whole thing together, and then present that to the DFO, and act as an intermediary. So if the DFO needs something else, if provincial comes back or CFR comes back, no, but we need this or we need that or we need that, we've got a point of contact then, and we can assist the member with the whole process. But that we'll talk about later once we've got a lot more once we've run the test case and we know if it works or not. We imagine it will, but let's check for sure. Membership. We're going to set up. We found that we have a fair number of members. Membership has pretty much since the beginning of last year, since the end of 2021. Has stayed pretty much level, even though the economy's gone to hell, etc., and there's attrition, there's people that fall off all the time, but we sort of managed to stay level, which we're very happy about. But we can't afford to run an organization and expand our services to our members by staying where we are. You know. A shark has to keep moving or it'll drown, so the legend goes. So we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep creating new energy. So one of the things we're going to be doing and we've been sort of dabbling with how to do that. And we've got a relatively large, over the years, a large database of lapsed members. Guys that have joined just to get a problem sorted out, and then have they fallen away once the problem was sorted out, or whatever. So we want to go back to those guys, because those guys already know us. They were our members at one stage. So we didn't retain them because they didn't need those services or after we helped them, or for whatever reason. But we want to try to now re-establish contact with those members. So we're going to be phoning all of them. We've got 12,500 on our books. So we're going to be doing an internal call center thing. So we're going to have people that know what they're talking that from us, me, Hannes, Cynthia, Shay, contacting the people and saying to them, guys, this is the situation. Would you like to rejoin? Are there any issues? Is there anything we can help you with? But unlike some of these other vanilla call centers, oh, geez. And I mean, we've all had calls from call centers, haven't we?
Yep.
And some of them are just the most useless, helpless things that you can imagine. The guys are obviously not briefed properly. Some of them sound half drunk half the time, which I can only imagine must be the most soul-destroying job when you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that. We're going to be, and Shay's already started the process so that she can work out what we need to say to the people when we phone them, because that's her responsibility. It's her area. It's her business area. Then, of course, after that business unit is sorted out, we're going to be working on the events and social business area.
We're going to do a lot of more events.
A lot more small events.
You
know, we've got the trailer now. We can go out there. We can hit a morning's event at a shooting range within towing distance.
And we've had quite a lot of requests for gun buddies. I'm actually having a meeting with Charmaine on Monday. There is some schools that's interested, so we'll take that process further as well.
Yes, we can go visit schools.
And the gun buddies thinks it's good to have like 10 or 15 kids or whatever in conjunction with SANSU, which is on board, which is the Suid-Afrikaanse Skole Skiet
National School Shooting.
For the air rifle. So air rifles and pistols. So I think that's going to expand significantly.
Fantastic. They want to do more with it, so that's good news. And the GOSA firearms festivals, we don't know if the market is ready for big firearms festivals yet. So what we'll do is we'll do smaller events,
and more.
Get out to do a lot more of them. So anyway, so that's where we're moving with this whole thing. But now one of the very exciting things that I just managed to settle yesterday is that we seem to have secured the services of somebody to assist us, a very proficient person to assist us in all three of those areas. So we'll be dividing that person's skills and time up amongst all three areas so that we can help to establish those areas and create the opportunity to bring assistance into those areas. So GOSA is growing. We've over the period of COVID and the economic downturn and the bloody lights that keep going off, etc., all the economic activity in the country's gone onto this glide path, and GOSA's was no different. So, but what we're doing is we're thinking beyond that. We're saying, okay, look, we can't just keep gliding along, it's not just wash, rinse, repeat.
But it's exciting stuff.
It's exciting stuff.
You can hear everybody in the office.
Everybody in the office is
excited and
jacked about it. It's going to be great for us. It's going to be great for our members. We're going to be providing a much higher level of service to our members, more services, anything we can help with. We'll get there. If you guys have got ideas that you want us to provide services, tell us about them.
Did we have questions this week or not much?
No, so please bring that up again.
Okay, guys, please send us questions.
Yeah,
record the questions. Oh, so one of the interesting things that's happening is we're changing our whole switchboard telephone system. We're going onto these like modern things. I think they're called cell phones or something. Anyway, but so there's a service provider that came to us and provided a very exciting presentation. Said, look, you can do this whole thing now, and we'll transfer calls from a tablet to cell phones, and you can wherever you are, and that's it's the next level. It took a while. I'm still rooted in that. telephone's got to be attached to the wall.
Yeah, and it's a paradigm shift. I've been doing quite a lot of business personally through TaxShack, through WhatsApp lately.
So
because you can add
exactly
WhatsApp as a link on an ad.
Yes.
You put a WhatsApp link in, and a person can WhatsApp you from his computer or her computer.
Yes. So that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. This will give us the functionality of having a GOSA and a GOSA Law and a GOSA Events and a GOSA Membership WhatsApp line. So we can then then we can receive those voice notes, those questions from our members via the WhatsApp, which makes it a lot easier for everybody concerned. We can capture those on the video program. We can edit them. We can put there, and then we can have the answers provided to that by whomever is most equipped to answer that question.
Absolutely.
So we'll slap those together in the show, so the show becomes a lot more vibrant, a lot more things happening, a lot more faces appearing, not just my tired old face. So that will happen within the next week or two. We're busy with that. But guys, send us questions. If you want to ask us something, if you're curious about something, ask us. We're here to answer you.
Yeah. Do you want to have that insert before we continue?
Yeah. So that's basically about the GOSA, the new GOSA restructuring, the internal restructuring, and about some of the exciting things that are coming. I think. Let's hear from Cynthia.
Lynette Oxley here for TaxShack Tactical TV. I'm here in GOSA Law's office with an awesome woman, Cynthia Tsele. GOSA's in-house counsel. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Lynette.
Tell me a little bit, or tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
About myself. I am Cynthia Tsele, as mentioned by Lynette. I am an LLB graduate. I have done my articles with Legal Aid, where you gain the most experience ever. I have previously worked with firearm cases, and therefore I fit in quite well here at GOSA. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my time. Small town girl from Eldorado Park, and here I am, and I'm truly grateful to be here.
That's absolutely great. You've learned quickly.
Extremely quick.
Because it's a different field, but it's something, if you get interested in it, it's a bug that bites as well.
Yeah, it's addictive.
So today we're going to start talking about some new law products that GOSA, exciting stuff that's happening in GOSA Law. Can you tell us about the first product?
Yeah, one of the products we are now currently working on is our letters of demand. As being an in-house legal counsel at GOSA now for the past few months, I have noticed that many members have actually asked, do you guys do letters of demand? I'd like to send one to my DFO or to the station commander, even to CFR and to provincial, all mostly to do with the fact that their firearms were either confiscated unlawfully and they want to retain possession of their firearms. In other circumstances, CFR has been taking so long to finalize those applications, and we have figured that if we send a letter of demand, it helps speeden up the process a bit. So it does also help with our CFR department while simultaneously working with our law department as well.
Prices on this?
With regards to our pricing for non-members, it is $6.99, which is still cheap for a letter of demand from a qualified attorney. For our ordinary members, it is 600 Rand. For silver, it's $4.99. For gold, $4.99 as well. And when it comes to our diamond members, they get a free letter of demand per annum. Thereafter, it will be $4.99 for another.
Okay, that's absolutely great. How do they get hold of you?
You can contact me, law@gosa.co.za, or you might call in our offices as well and ask to speak to Cynthia.
Yeah, that is 011-888-1355.
That's all.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Cynthia. And
Thank you, Lynette.
Speak soon.
We will.
So our council has a lot more than just papers in her bag. We got a legal counsel with real firepower.
Yes.
Yeah, that came out quite lekker. I was very pleased with it.
And you know that she worked for legal aid for a long time. And
Yeah, she
so
worked
she's
for
got
legal
quite
aid
a
for
bit-
many years, so she's got lots and lots of litigation experience.
Yeah, she's
And those
actually-
guys, she's telling me it's horror stories. I mean, really, like 25 new cases a day,
Yeah.
every day. And how do you,
You can't.
I don't know. That's stress management.
Yeah.
That's high pressure. Anyway, and the people have there's real consequences. People go to jail if you can't defend them successfully. So she's got a whole bunch of that litigation experience, which we've never really had on board before,
Yeah.
and which we're very happy to have on board now.
Absolutely.
It's already shown. We've done a couple of. I spoke last week. We had to go to one of the police stations, Denver or Cleveland, I think it was, for one of our clients to assist him, and
she knows.
she swims through those waters. It's you can see she's comfortable there. She knows who to speak to, how to speak to, blah blah. It all works good for you.
Yeah.
So the members benefit tremendously. Okay, so that's the first of our inserts on the areas. And now let's look at the Cape. So the main reason we're going to the Cape is because we need to start introducing the people in the Cape to the concept of becoming involved in their own defence of their own rights, of the right to the primary right to defend your life relies on a firearm. Anyway, we have to get them a bit more involved. So Sakelig is Kraakdag on the 17th and 18th of February. So approximately a month away, just a little bit less than a month. They've put out now, if you go onto the sakelige.co.za website, they now have the diagram, the layout for how and they've. I can't help mentioning that they seem to have drawn all the exhibitor stands in a lager. I don't know whether this is significant, nonetheless. So it's cool. I think they just used a field with spray irrigation, and they just used the layout of that field for it. Anyway, but that's where we'll be on the 17th and the 18th of next month. But we're going to be doing a whole bunch of small events on the way down.
Toes River.
When we down Toes River,
And we're going to do one.
Buffelsfontein Game Reserve, Kraaifontein Shooting Range. We're going to be doing ladies events and gun buddies events.
Yeah.
And talking about GOSA and the other services that we provide, etc., etc. So we're taking a small team down there. It's going to be hard work. We haven't got much time. It's going to be, we're going to be riding to a new venue every day, setting up our stand, doing our thing, packing up. It's going to be quite a lot of work, but it'll be good. I think it'll be very good for our visibility in the Cape. It'll be very good for the people in the Cape to establish contact with the head office. And that's the way it goes. So what else then? International news, I think you wanted to...
So Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin. Yeah. So his time has come.
Yeah. And they also, the armourer is also being charged, I think.
Yes, Helena Gutierrez, whatever, is also being... I don't know what to say about it.
What do you think is going to happen? Obviously, they're going to appeal it and stuff like that.
Well, no, they're going to try and obviously Baldwin and Gutierrez will try and fight it. Gutierrez Reed, that's the full name. They're going to try and obviously defend themselves. They've now been charged with involuntary manslaughter. But as we know in South Africa, you can go to jail for dolus eventualis. There's that screw about and find out.
Yeah.
You wave guns around, you pull triggers, people die. There's consequences. So don't
So it'll be
be
quite
that
interesting
guy.
to see
Don't
what
be Alec
happens
Baldwin.
with that.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what
Interesting to
happens.
see what's happened. He's made a hell of a lot of controversial accusations about it being other people's fault, and it's never his fault, of course. Typically, liberals cannot take responsibility for their own actions. They just not that way inclined. Their brains aren't wired towards taking responsibility. Well, he's going to have to take responsibility now. The courts are going to make him take responsibility.
And he's going to be judged by his peers.
Yeah,
well, what do you call that? They do have
it's judgment, but I'm just trying to think,
What is the right terminology?
Well, you're right. That is the right terminology. But finding peers for Alec Baldwin, I mean, he's a huge arse. I mean, it's difficult. There might be a couple, but to get them all together in one courtroom might be difficult. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a sweltering weekend, yeah?
Yeah. Tomorrow on the range is going to be fun.
Tomorrow on the range is going to be fun. So Sunday on the range.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Guys, have a great weekend.
Cheers.
Sayonara.
Yeah. Until next week.